And welcome back to Square Off. Arizona Democrats are on a historic winning streak over the last 3 election cycles. They've taken 3 U.S. Senate races, 3 statewide offices, including governor, and the presidential election in 2020. So, can Democrats keep the streak alive in the face of some strong headwinds? Joining us is Yolanda Bejarano, chairwoman of the Arizona Democratic Party. Welcome to Square Off.
Thank you for having me.
So this is your first election cycle as chair. No pressure, but you got to keep that streak alive. What is your role as chair in keeping that streak going?
My gosh. Well, number one, talking to voters. We are everywhere. We are doing town halls across the entire state. We just did one last night in Yuma County. We've done it in Casa Grande. We were in Flagstaff. We're going to Tucson. We're going to hit every single county, just bringing voters out to talk about the issues that they care about. So that's what we're doing.
Now that the primaries are over, largely over, do you see any new opportunities for Democratic pickups, or maybe some places you really need to shore up your efforts?
Our strategy remains the same. We are going after the MAGA Republicans. I think Arizonans want solutions. They want candidates that will offer solutions, and that's what the Democratic Party offers. So our strategy remains the same. We are looking at a lot of different places, and we're very confident.
Well, for example, the Maricopa County Recorder's race, Stephen Richer, incumbent, ousted by MAGA Republicans. Now it would appear the Democrats have a chance at taking back this office. What kind of efforts would you make in that area to help out the Democratic candidate?
Yeah, absolutely. Tim Stringham is a veteran. He is an amazing candidate. He believes in the fundamental right to vote of all Arizonans, and that's what he's going to do when he wins. And it's unfortunate that the Republicans kicked out Stephen Richer, who was fighting for people's votes and rights. I think we are doing everything we can to bring in funding and to make sure that Tim Stringham wins in November.
The party has to flip 2 seats in the House and Senate, the legislature, in order to take control. How's that looking right now? Is it 50-50? How would you rate the possibility of that happening?
Yeah, we have a path forward. We are set to flip the legislature for the first time in over 60 years. We have great candidates that we've recruited, candidates that come from the community that are fighting for what Arizona's values are. And so we are looking beyond just Maricopa County. We are, for example, I'll give you an example, LD 17, we are focused on that legislative district, where in 2022 we ran 2 candidates. We lost by a tiny margin. Now we're running one. We're doing the single shot strategy. It's a data-driven strategy.
A lot of people don't like that strategy.
A lot of people don't like that strategy, but we've been able to make inroads in Republican districts. So
let's talk about presidential politics. As we tape this show, we don't know who the running mate is going to be for Kamala Harris, so folks, I'll let you know that. It does not appear that Vice President Harris has gotten the polling bounce in Arizona that she has seen in other swing states. Why do you think that is?
Well, I think, polling is a snapshot in time. We are seeing folks being very excited. We're seeing a lot of engagement, people coming to our website to volunteer, signing up to volunteer. I just talked to a lady in LD9. We were in East Mesa. This lady had not come out to door knock since Bill Clinton ran for president. And people are coming out. There's a new energy and excitement, and we're thrilled about it.
Let's talk about another challenge for Democrats. New voter registration numbers from the Arizona Secretary of State's office show Democratic registrations falling far behind Republicans and independents during Joe Biden's 4 years in office. Let's put some numbers up there. Republicans have a registration advantage of 259,000 over Democrats. That advantage has jumped from 97,000 in 2020. Independents have a 199,000 registration advantage over Dems. 2020, Democrats had a lead of 19,000. Overall, the Democratic share of registered voters has declined 3 percentage points under Joe Biden. Why has that happened?
It's something that we are working on. We are, talking to all of and planning with all of our county chairs, voter registration plans. It is something that we are focused on and continue to work on.
Do you know why that's happened?
I think in Arizona, people they believe, they're independent. They don't like sometimes to be a part of a certain party, and I think, it is our job to bring them over to our side, that if you believe in protecting the right to vote, if you believe in your right to an abortion without government interference, you're going to vote with the Democrats.
Doesn't this tell candidates you might be starting at a bigger disadvantage than you thought? It's generally assumed in most races, especially statewide, you need Republicans and independents to come to your side, and yet it turns out you might have fewer Democrats.
Yeah, but we are working to make sure that we get those independents and Republicans. We know we need them to win, and we are doing that. I was just with, Judy Schweibert knocking on doors and talking to independents, and they want what I hear across the entire state. They want a good public education for their children. They want our water rights protected, and so we have a lot of commonalities with independents and Republicans.
Do those declining registration numbers put candidates in a tough position in November?
Again, we're working on that issue. We are trying to get our numbers up, and we're going to continue to do that as long as I'm chair.
All right. Yolanda Bejarano, thanks so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Best of luck in the fall.
Thank you.